Welcome back everyone, this is Meanpooh with another video on the Acer Nitro 5. Today's game is Dark Souls 3. Just like the previous entry, it's an action role-playing game developed by From Software and it's published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. It is played in a third-person perspective, similar to previous games in the series. You are equipped with a variety of weapons to fight against enemies, such as bows, throwable projectiles such as firebombs, and swords. Shields can act as secondary weapons, but they are mainly used to deflect enemies' attacks and protect you from suffering damage. Depending on the class you select, you can start out with an axe, a sword, or some sort of item to let you channel magic. Each weapon has two basic types of attack, one being a standard attack and the other being slightly more powerful that can be charged up. In addition, attacks can be evaded through dodge rolling. There are two separate types of Estus flasks in the game. One can refill your hit points and the other can refill your focus points, or what I call magic energy. Combat and movements are faster and more fluid, as well as movements such as backstepping and swinging heavy weapons. You will encounter different types of enemies, each with different behaviors. Some of them change their combat pattern during battles and can really throw you off. A lot of the enemies can really be intimidating until you try to fight them. A lot are very tall, they hold giant weapons, which looks like it will kill you in one swipe. Since playing Dark Souls again, I feel the enemies are some of the creepiest characters in video game history, especially the bosses. The only other game that comes close to this is Bloodborne, and that's for the PlayStation 4. I wish they would bring it to PC, but sadly it's collecting dust on my PlayStation 4. Just like in the other Dark Souls games, you gain souls to trade for experience. The souls come from defeated enemies, and once again, if you die and cannot retrieve your bloodstain, they are gone forever. You can improve the damage protection and potential scaling on your weapons and shields. To do this, you must have the appropriate amount of the relevant upgrade materials, souls, and access to Blacksmith Andre. What a name. You can infuse many different types of weapons and shields with gems that can change the properties, damage type, or scaling. Other players will be shown in the game world as phantoms or ghosts. You cannot interact with the phantoms, and they cannot interact with you. Use the other phantoms as guides to what may happen next in game. Just keep a close eye on them, see what they do, see if they disappear, see if they fall, just keep an eye out. We'll help you out. If you come up on a bloodstain that's left behind in a spot where another player died, you can view the replay of the player's death. Like with phantoms, you can use this as a guide to what may happen next. The messages you write in the main menu will be sent to other players. You'll also receive messages written by other players in your world. Messages can be rated, and if other players rate your message, you'll regain a little HP, hit points, energy, whatever you want to call it. Use a white sign soapstone and you'll be able to play co-op with up to 3 other players. So I played the game at 1920 by 1080, which is the highest resolution that this laptop can reach. The 2 presets that I have used are max and high. Starting with max preset, the GTX 1050 Ti had a temp between 68 and 70 C. Not bad at all. Usage bobbed up and down between 76 and 99 and hovered around 99% for the most part. The i5-7300Q, the temperature was in the neighborhood between 80 to 86 C and was mostly staying around 83 C. Usage had a big divide, which had numbers between 64 and 99%. FPS was between 43 and 58, and according to the benchmark, it had an average of 54. The high preset made the GPU have a temp between 65 to 70 C. Looks as though we dropped a couple of degrees, maybe about 3 degrees we dropped using the high preset. Usage bopped up and down 91 to 99% and hovered around 99% like the last preset. The CPU temperature stayed in the neighborhood between 77 and 82 C and was mostly fluctuating up and down 79, 80 C. 79, 80 C you'll see in the corner up there at the top left. Usage did get smaller, but the divide was still large, which had numbers between 69 and 94%. FPS was between 52 and 60, and according to the benchmark, it had an average of 58. Now that benchmark that you see on the screen, I think that is taking into consideration the video, the cutscenes, and things like the levels loading up. So that's probably sometimes, like if you see what I'm looking at now while I'm recording this, it has 2 FPS. It could be like a screen change or something like that. So I will have to look on the offline benchmark after it completes, but I'm going by what the screen says, just save time. The CPU was undervolted at -0.120. Just to know, if you guys would like to just know the FPS and the temps without the usage, just let me know and I'll cut that part out. In my opinion, I think that out of all the Dark Souls games, this one is the best one. It's scarier and you have more options when dealing with weapons, and it looks awesome. The players say that Dark Souls 2 is better, but it's just an opinion and everyone is entitled to one. I think a person has to play the games to find out for themselves. They all are good, just that technology improves and most of the time the games tend to look better. Anyway, I'm starting to digress. As I bring the video to a close, I would like to say, if you have a game that you would like me to try, leave it in the comments section, and if this video helped you in some kind of way, share it so others can benefit as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. No! 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 God! Oh.